A flashlight suddenly fell to the ground, and the girl immediately turned around. Fortunately, the robber picked it up but didn't notice her, but his accomplice seemed to sense something and turned on the light directly. The girl was instantly frightened stiff. Watching the robber walk to the bed, she was so nervous that she couldn't breathe, and even her toes tensed up tightly. Fortunately, the robbers all looked towards the bed. Lying on it was their leader, who had been injured by the girl's boyfriend, but they didn't notice her. Just as she was grateful to have escaped, she accidentally knocked over the girl's bag. Seeing the exposed phone, the girl instantly ignited hope. She picked up a stick and was about to peek her head out when Flathead suddenly looked in her direction. The girl froze in terror, but fortunately, Flathead was talking to the leader and didn't notice her. Not daring to delay, the girl carefully stretched out the stick and slowly approached the bag. But after finally hooking the bag, she couldn't hook the strap because the stick was too thick. She felt helpless, but a great opportunity was right in front of her, and she didn't want to give up. Seeing that Flathead's attention was fully on the computer, the girl made a bold decision. She slowly put down the stick, held her breath, and then slowly leaned out most of her body. Just as she finally hooked the bag and was about to pull it back, the girl was frightened and quickly shrank back under the bed. Although she wasn't discovered, her heart was pounding. It wasn't until someone came in to talk to Flathead that she dared to take out her phone to call the police. However, just as the girl was editing a distress message, she heard even more dangerous news. It turned out that the hemostatic method Flathead found online was to keep the wound above the heart, which meant they had to lift the bed, and lifting the bed would expose the girl. To make matters worse, her phone suddenly turned off due to low battery. The girl was completely desperate. She closed her eyes and prepared to face death. But just then, the girl seemed to hear something, and her hanging heart finally relaxed. Soon, a woman was brought in and threatened by the robbers to suture the leader's wound. Strangely, instead of treating the leader immediately, the woman accidentally dropped her watch on the ground. But that wasn't all. She then squatted down to pretend to pick it up. At that moment, the woman happened to see the girl hiding under the bed. The girl was so scared that she didn't dare to move, fearing she would be exposed. But surprisingly, after standing up, the woman didn't tell the robbers and calmly sutured the leader's wound. At this moment, the girl was so nervous she couldn't breathe, fearing exposure. Soon, the woman finished suturing the leader's wound and was taken back to the hostage room. After they left, only the leader was left in the room. Seeing no movement on the bed for a long time, the girl thought the leader had fallen asleep, so she summoned up the courage to escape. But just as she peeked her head out, Flathead suddenly walked in. The girl was scared and quickly shrank back. Fortunately, Flathead didn't notice her, but the conversation between the two next made her eyes widen in terror. At some point, Flathead had brought gasoline. Once his accomplices returned from the bank robbery, he planned to set the house on fire. The girl was terrified. She knew hiding like this wasn't a solution. She had to find a way to save herself. Just as she was at a loss, a toy alarm clock was accidentally kicked under the bed. The girl picked up the alarm clock and had a bold idea. She set the alarm for 1.5 minutes, then carefully turned around, and finally seized the opportunity to roll the alarm clock to the side.